So, beth yw cefndir chi yn cymeryd dros y llyfrgell yma yn Cei?
Wel, y cefndir oedd yn anffodus gyda Ceredigion o'n nhw moyn cael llyfrgelloedd bach. Yn anffodus, ni fel pentre Cei o'n nhw moyn cael nhw. So dechreuais i cael petition ymlaen i trawsafio pentre bach ni yn y llyfrgell, a gaethon ni dros 700 o enwau ar y petition. Wedyn wnaethon ni cyngor Ceredigion.
So, how did you sort of plan to take over the library here in NewQuay?
I don't think there was a really clear plan when we took the library over. It was a case of the library's going to be shut, is anybody prepared to come forward and take it over? And a group of us did actually come forward and do that. But it has been a really steep learning curve for us, and if it hadn't been for the help of outside organisations, there's a community library in England called Little Chalfont that have helped us, and Cavo have also given us help with becoming a charity. I think we would have struggled, but at the end of the day we just keep plugging away, and hopefully we're providing the service that people need.
So how do you see a community library being a success from the council's perspective?
Initially, it's something very new to the council in NewQuay. It's been put upon the community of NewQuay as a result of Ceredigion County Council's financial constraints devolved down to the town council. If it wasn't for a strong feeling of local people wanting to keep the community library open with a petition of 700 signatures and with the backing of the town council, then the community library would have closed and we would have had to revert to a mobile library service in NewQuay, which potentially could have only been coming twice a month.
So Karen, how often do you use the library?
I come up about every 1 to 2 weeks. As soon as I finish my books I come back and choose some more.
How long have you been using the library in NewQuay, and do you think there are any advantages of having the library being run by volunteers and a sort of a community library?
Well, I've been coming here ever since I moved here, which was last April. So one of the first things I did was join the library, and at that time it was under threat and it was just going from council run to volunteer run. As far as volunteers are concerned, I mean, obviously the library wouldn't even be here if there were no volunteers. It would be shut now. And I think also, because you've got a team of people, you can be more flexible. Perhaps if we want to change the opening hours or add to the opening hours, you've got that option. And with volunteers as well, they're obviously motivated because they're just doing it for the love, aren't they? So they're motivated to keep it open should it come under threat.
If there wasn't a library in NewQuay, where would you go?
I'd go to Abereron. That's the nearest place. It's 10 minutes down the road. It's a nice library, I have been there, but I'd rather come here. A bigger library is perhaps a bit more anonymous. I mean, if you come in here, it's one room, you start chatting to people, you get to know people. It's a lot friendlier. I mean, I used to belong to the library in Carmarthen. I used to go to the Carmarthen Library in Llanelli, and they're big and they are quite anonymous. I mean, you even check in and check out your books by a machine, so you don't even actually have to talk to anybody. So this is completely different. And I was amazed as well at the books that are here are really up to date. There's a ton of books here that I'd never read or seen before. So it's fabulous.
Ydych chi'n cymeradwyo gwirfoddolwyr arall I cymeryd dros y rhedeg o llyfrgelloedd yn trefi nhw?
Bydden ni yn gweud wrthon nhw I cymeru drosto, os mae digon o wirfoddolwyr I gael I cymeru drosto'r llyfrgelloedd yn lle bod nhw'n cael, bydden ni'n gweud ond mae rhaid nhw gwybod y manylion o'r cyngor cyn cymeru drosto, achos ni wedi dod I pethau hyn wrth mynd trwyddo'r system yn hunain.
And this library was threatened with closure. What were your thoughts and how did you feel about that?
Well, I felt that we should fight it. That we should definitely. I wanted to volunteer. You know, immediately the volunteer list came out, and I felt that this shouldn't close, that this was a main part of the community here.
What advantages have you seen in volunteering here at the library?
Well, as somebody that has only been living here a year, it's been great for me because it's meant that I've got to meet a lot of people that I wouldn't have otherwise met, and I think that's true of all the volunteers, and we've become quite a close-knit group. And on top of that, of course, we've learnt new skills. We're doing things that we've never done before, and it's good to challenge yourself and try and do new things.
What are the positives and negatives of running a library as a community library?
I think the main minus for us is the fact that we're dependent on other people for funding, and you don't know how long that's going to last. So if the funding is withdrawn, then there is a problem and we may have to close our doors. I suppose that's not different to any other library at the moment because everybody is facing their funding cuts. From a positive side, then we've had lots of volunteers, so as long as the funding stays in place, we will be able to continue.
So how do you market and promote yourselves here?
At the moment, we're looking to produce leaflets so that we can do a leaflet drop in the area so that people know that we're still open and the services that we provide, and hopefully that will improve the numbers that are coming in through the doors. We're also looking to put posters up in holiday camps that have regular visitors because they're able to use the services here as well, and I don't think a lot of them actually realise that. And the final thing we're doing at the moment is a questionnaire for users and the local community to ask them what they want from us, because it's always possible that there are things that we could be doing that currently we're not. So we're looking at that, and hopefully in the future we will be able to meet more people's needs.
Erbyn heddiw, ni wedi bod yn llwyddiannus iawn. Ni wedi rhoi ffurflen mewn i'r elusen, gan gobeithio fyddwn ni'n gallu gael e tu fewn y mis nesaf. Mae wedi bod yn gwaith caled i sawl un ohono ni yma, ond erbyn heddiw ni'n ddiolchgar bod y llyfrgell ar agor a gobeithio mewn blwyddyn neu ddau fydd y llyfrgell yn mynd o nerth i nerth.